What's up, guys? Today I'm going to tell you why Gish by the Smashing Pumpkins is a perfect album. So this is the debut album from the Smashing Pumpkins, released in 1991. Now, to me, this basically sets the template for the grunge alternative rock movement of the 90s. This is a huge album for me. It's one of their best for sure. Let me show you the CD. I love the purple right there. I love it. Now, it's pretty rare for a band to have such a good debut. There's some other good debuts like Bleach from Nirvana around that time period. Pearl Jam's 10 from the same style of music, basically. But the Smashing Pumpkins are different from them. They have a lot more of a psychedelic vibe. There's a lot of shoegaze in there. But it starts off with the amazing, probably my favorite Smashing Pumpkins song, I Am One. There's the back. Now this song is just a psychedelic rock masterpiece. There's no other way to put it. It starts off the album extremely well. It starts off their career very well. It's the one of the best opening tracks in all of their albums. Maybe Cherub Rock might top it. To me, they're pretty much tied. It's an amazing opening. They know what they're doing. You know what you're getting into when you hear this song. It just melts your face, especially Billy Corgan's solos and everything. And the bass from Darcy, the bass line is just impeccable. I love playing it myself on my bass. It's an amazing bass line. And especially when I love the part like near the maybe like 3/4 into the song, all the music just stops, all the instruments stop except the bass, and you just hear that bass line, and then all of a sudden everything comes back and just rushes in. It's an amazing song. I love listening to it. It will get you pumped no matter what. Now, the only thing I would say is that it's a little, the rest of the album kind of, that's like a high, and it starts off at that high point in terms of energy and excitement. And the rest of the album isn't that energetic. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you hear that song, you might not, it might be a little disappointing the rest of the album at first. But once you get into it, once you listen to it again and again, you're going to start like thinking like, all right, let me listen to I Am One, get pumped, and then let's relax, because like the rest of the album really flows together. You got Siva next. Now that's a pretty high-paced, energetic song, but also you get the first glimpses of that Smashing Pumpkin dynamic of high intensity, fast-paced stuff, and then the slow kind of like, not breakdowns, but like the slow interludes or something with the dreamy guitar soloing on top of it. Man, this is where you first see it, is on Siva. Now, Rhinoceros is a huge hit, obviously. A lot of people love it. It's not my favorite. I get why people like it, but to me it's a little bit too slow paced and everything, but it's still a great song. I mean, like I said, I think this is a perfect album. There's no bad songs. But to me, I don't know why some people say Rhinoceros is like their favorite song of all time, because it's good, but I don't see it that way. I prefer Siva. But anyway, then you got Bury Me and Crush, both great songs. They totally get you in the mood and in the groove. They have lots of different changing parts. These are just some of the best songs from this era. Then you have Suffer. What an amazing song. I mean, how can you not love Suffer? And Snail. I mean, it just goes up and up and up. It never stops. This album will just blow your mind. It will never stop. Every single song is good. And then you get to the amazing Tristessa, which brings the energy back to kind of like I Am One. And I love that song. It's a great, you have all these kind of slower, dreamy songs, and then you get to Tristessa, and it's just melt your face off again. I love the groove, love the guitar riff. It's just a great song. There's nothing to not love about it. And then you have Window Pane. Oh, I love that song. It just really hits you. I guess it's very emotional. It's just a really good dreamy song, just like all of it. But I just love their mix of hard rock with psychedelic, with shoegaze, just dreaminess. They really mix that all together. But don't be, but don't be fooled. They have that hard rock capability, that hard rock edge. My goodness, they have it almost better than any other band. They have that dynamic of hard rock and slower melodic dreaminess that I've been saying dreaminess too much, but that's probably my best way to describe it. Just psychedelic. It just makes you feel like you're in another world, that everything is just like flowing around you. It's gonna make you feel like a hippie. So but it's in a great way, but yeah, then you have Daydream, where you have some vocals from Darcy, which is the first time you see that. But I actually love how, it kind of, this is like foreshadowing to Melancholy, where you have James Iha closing off the first album in, the first half of Melancholy, and then you have Darcy closing off the second half. Well, I guess all of them in the second half, but I actually really like how in Daydream it has Darcy, but at the end you get Billy Corgan to finish it off. I don't know, it just kind of wraps it all together really well. I think I'd be a little bit disappointed if she was the one that finished it off, because Billy's part at the end is just so great. So I just really love it. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here and talk about this album. It's one of my favorites. For a long time I liked it better than Siamese Dream, but I'm kind of going back and forth. Obviously I love Melancholy too, but Siamese Dream is just, it's on another level. But Gish is up there. It depends, I go back and forth on which one is my favorite, but I love them so much. I mean, these 3 albums made us all Smashing Pumpkins fans, so it's just a lot of fun listening to them. I just want to see them continue to give this album love, which they do. They still play songs from this, so I'm glad they haven't forgotten it. It's a great album. It's a classic album. Also, I love the cover. It just has that perfect, I'm not sure, like that perfect 90s style, It's just great. I love the font. I love the album name Gish. It's just the perfect name for it. For me, album covers and the album art is huge. It's very important to me. It can make or break an album for me, and so this is perfect. They did a great job with it. It's just it makes you feel like you're in the 90s, and that's what I love about it. And maybe it feels like a small detail, but just having purple as like the main color for this album and the artwork is just the perfect choice, because the color purple fits the music so well. And if you've listened to it, you know what I mean. So anyway, I just wanted to get on here and talk about this album. It's one of my favorites. So I hope you guys, if you haven't listened to it, go and listen to it. It's amazing, and it will help you get into the Smashing Pumpkins if you haven't already. And if you already like the Smashing Pumpkins but haven't gotten into this, go and listen to it. It might become one of your favorites. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.